The warning light flickered once, then died, swallowed by the roar of a factory coming alive, and in that single moment Mateo Alvarez felt the same chill he used to feel before a storm broke over the highway. He wiped grease from his hands and stared at the massive commuter buses lined up under the bright daytime skylights, each one scheduled to carry families, nurses, teachers, and students across the city by evening. Something was wrong, and the wrongness had weight to it, like a breath held too long. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and the quiet courage of ordinary people, take a second to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel One Heart Stories. Your support keeps stories like this alive. Mateo was a single dad who lived by schedules and small victories. He woke before sunrise to pack lunches for his 8-year-old son Lucas, walked him to school under a clean blue sky, then spent his days under hoods and frames, listening to machines the way other people listen to music. His life had narrowed after his wife passed away, leaving him with grief, bills, and a boy who still reached for his hand when crossing the street. The job at Northway Transit kept the lights on. It also gave him purpose. Mateo didn't just fix engines, he felt responsible for the lives those engines carried. That morning, during a routine inspection, he noticed hairline stress fractures along a newly installed brake line assembly on several buses. It was subtle, the kind of flaw that passed checklists and paperwork, but Mateo had seen what heat and pressure could do to metal that looked fine on paper. He traced the line with his thumb, imagining rush hour traffic, sudden stops, a child standing in the aisle. The image lodged in his chest. He flagged the issue, sent the report up the chain, and waited. The response came fast and sharp. The new CEO, Harrison Crowell, was known for efficiency speeches and cutting costs under the banner of innovation. He toured the facility that day in a tailored suit that caught the sunlight, shaking hands, smiling for cameras. When Mateo's report reached him, it was dismissed as overcautious noise. The assembly met standards. Delays were expensive. The schedule was sacred. By lunchtime, Mateo was called in and let go for insubordination and causing disruption. He emptied his locker in silence, the echo of the factory louder than any words could have been. Outside, the day was bright and ordinary. Mateo sat in his old truck, hands on the wheel, thinking about Lucas's school fees, the rent, the way his son asked every night if tomorrow would be better. He thought about the buses rolling out, full and trusting. The warning he'd given had been ignored, but the warning itself didn't vanish. It pressed harder. That afternoon, Mateo returned, not as an employee but as a father and a human being who couldn't unsee danger. He waited by the outbound gate, scanning the line numbers he'd memorized. Security noticed him, then supervisors. He raised his voice only enough to be heard, insisting on an emergency review, pointing to the specific units, the heat cycles, the load patterns. He was escorted away. The buses rolled. Fate doesn't always announce itself. Sometimes it whispers through a vibration. Midday traffic thickened, temperatures climbed, and one bus descending a long overpass felt a shudder through its braking system. Sensors lit up. The driver, trained and calm, slowed the vehicle and pulled over, triggering a cascade of checks across the fleet. Within minutes, another bus reported the same anomaly. Operations halted. Engineers swarmed. A recall was ordered under the sunlit sky, and 180 passengers stepped off buses into the warm air, confused but safe. The investigation that followed was thorough and humbling. The fractures were real. The risk was catastrophic. Emails resurfaced. Reports were reread. Mateo's name came up again and again, attached to warnings that had been brushed aside. Public statements followed, then apologies. Harrison Crowell stood before cameras, face pale, acknowledging a failure in listening. Mateo was invited back, not quietly, but with recognition. He declined the spotlight and asked for something simpler, safer standards, slower rollouts, and a job that let him sleep at night. Life didn't transform overnight, but it turned. Mateo returned to work under daylight that felt earned. Lucas bragged at school about his dad fixing buses that saved people. The city moved on, unaware of how close it had come to loss, but something invisible had shifted. Mechanics were heard. Checklists gained margins for human judgment. A system learned that warnings are not obstacles, they are lifelines. If this story is touching your heart right now, please take a moment to engage with the video. Your likes and shares help these real, human stories reach others who need them. On a clear afternoon weeks later, Mateo watched buses depart from the same gate where he had once been turned away. The skylights poured in daylight, and the engines sounded steady, honest. He thought about the weight of being right when it costs you everything, and the quiet relief when it saves someone you will never meet. Courage, he realized, often looks like persistence without applause. Before the ending, a small request from us: please comment the word "listen" if you believe warnings should never be ignored. The city kept moving. Lucas grew taller. Mateo kept listening. And 180 lives went home that day, never knowing the name of the man who refused to stay silent, but carried forward by the simple, stubborn love of a single dad who chose people over pride.